Good morning. Welcome to Coping with COVID Part 3. And I've moved around in the chalet because it's actually warm. I've got the door open behind me because it's so warm this morning. And just trying to sort of dodge the sun a little bit because it was a bit shining on me and looked a bit odd yesterday. And I'm trying to be a bit calmer. No low battery problems today, and I'm going to try and speak a bit clearer because some people weren't hearing what I was saying. So I want to say something today about seizing the good. And this is something that I've been doing for the last 10 years or so, but it's backed up recently by understanding the brain chemistry of what's going on and the gloriously named Velcro Teflon theory of the mind. And it is that we evolve to be brilliant at problem solving, and the human brain is brilliant at problem solving. And this happened, you can imagine this sort of cartoon scenario of two cavemen coming out of their cave, and one hears a saber-toothed tiger in the distance and thinks, oh, interesting sound. And the other thinks, saber-toothed tiger, problem, need to be really alert so that I don't become tiger food. And it is the second who goes on to have more children because the first does end up as lunch. So we've evolved this way of working on problems and solving problems. And it's incredible what the human mind has done and solved. The problem is our brains are too good at it. And so my brain typically is into problem solving at 4 o'clock in the morning when it should be resting. So how do we sort of nudge our brains in the right direction? And I'm just going to correct the camera a little bit because it's lurching as it does. Right, that's better. How do we sort of nudge our brains in the right direction? Well, two images. First, of when I used to go sailing as a youngster, a teenager, and when the wind is blowing the boat that way, you have to lean out to balance the boat. Otherwise, you end up in what was usually rather very cold water until you were rescued. So keeping the balance, gently keeping the balance, not doing anything alarming because that tends to rock the boat. So gently keeping the balance in your life. And our old Labrador particularly would almost do anything for you. Winston is a bit more sort of jumpy about, but Oscar was just so wonderful. But if you tried to push him into things, he really dug his, well, not heels in, but his claws in and didn't want to do things. So we approach our minds gently, not being brutal with them and beating them up, but gently urging them in the right direction. So, Velcro Teflon. The brain is evolved to be like Velcro for problems. And you remember that game you used to throw tennis balls and catch it with a Velcro pad. I've talked about this a few times, you may be bored of it, but yeah, the problems are like Velcro. We stick with problems. Problems in the day stick in our brains. The good stuff is like the Teflon, like fried eggs on Teflon. They slide off. So we need to take time to seize good stuff. Otherwise, it will be completely lost and we won't remember it. So this is something to do in our time of reflection, in the evening or the morning. I'm encouraging you to have this time of reflection, maybe more times in the day. And when we reflect, we take time to focus on the good things. So I do mine in the morning, and I take time to run over yesterday and look for the best bits. I haven't done it yet because I like to do my video first, and that gets it out of my head. So I'm not sure whether it will have been actually getting my gate finished and in place yesterday, which was lovely, or the glorious time in the park when the sun was so wonderful, and just soft light on the glorious, well, particularly looking across the valley to the trees the other side of Sheffield. Sheffield's a green city. So taking time to just enjoy again yesterday, whatever the good bit was from yesterday. And as I said, I've been doing this for 30 years. Oh dear, the camera is slipping again. And it's changed me. Slowly but surely it changes me, helps me to be more positive. I'm actually taking time with the good things, the good stuff of yesterday. So I hope you find that helpful. Be gentle with your minds. Sometimes feel my brain is like a 4-year-old, particularly when it wants to do problem solving at 4 o'clock in the morning. But just be gentle. Don't be cross. Don't grumble. Just gently urge your mind into more positive ways, because we're going through a hugely difficult time, and there is loads of bad stuff around. That's why we need to limit our exposure to the news, perhaps, if it's getting us down. So balance all the bad stuff by seizing the good stuff, the good things that have happened. Spend time. The neuroscience, which is now backing up all this, is that you need to spend at least 15 seconds on good stuff. Otherwise, it's completely lost. So take time to focus on the good stuff, and it will gradually rebalance your life. Won't take whatever time it's taken me. You can do it a bit quicker, perhaps 20 years or so, maybe no more than that, 25 years. But just now you can do it more intentionally. Know what you're doing. Maybe you're doing this as part of mindfulness practice, because there's huge wisdom from the East about how to care for our minds. In the West, we've lost a lot of these more contemplative traditions, more engaging with our minds. We bully our minds and bodies to be productive, and that has its drawbacks. So be kind to yourself, gently urge yourself in the right direction, and you will find yourself becoming different. Thank you.